Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video I'll be talking about the best fruits for sea events in Blox Fruits. All the fruits in this video do insane damage and also have good mobility, so they can easily help you guys survive these sea events. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. Starting off at number 10, we have the sound fruit. Yes, lots of you guys would not expect this fruit to be on this list. But yes, sound is actually quite decent for sea events. Well, first of all, it has good damage, and also the moves have big AoE, so you can easily hit sea beasts and terror shark with the sound fruits. But the sound fruit is actually quite difficult to use in sea events, and especially when you're fighting 2 to 3 different sea events. For example, you are in rumbling waters and fighting 3 different sea beasts, or you are fighting 2 terror sharks. Yeah, that's going to be a very difficult situation for a sound user. But don't get disappointed. There are still many fruits which are a lot better than sound. Move on into the next fruit. At number 9, we have the spirit fruit. Yes, the spirit fruit is actually quite decent for sea events as well. First of all, the moves have a lot of range, so you guys can sit back and hit sea beasts or terror sharks and do decent damage. But there is the same issue. The spirit fruit is also quite difficult to use, especially in sea events. So yeah, if I were you, I would definitely choose the number 1 fruit on this list. If not number 2. But anyways, let's move on into the next fruit. At number 8, we have the Venom fruit. Now we are getting into the fun stuff. The Venom fruit has very high damage. I think it has the second best damage in the game. And the moves are also quite big, so you guys can easily hit Sea Beast, Terror Shark, or even the Leviathan boss. And lastly, it also has a flight ability, which can be used to survive in these events, which is obviously very important. So yes, this is definitely a solid fruit for sea events. Swiftly moving on into number 7, we have the Blizzard fruit. The Blizzard fruit can also be used for sea events. It has very high damaging moves and also has huge AoE, so if you guys are like a mile away from the sea beast, you can actually hit it. But yes, this also has another problem, that it's a little bit difficult to use. But once you guys get the hang of this fruit, you guys can easily do some sea events. But I would highly recommend all of you to get the shark race if you guys are trying to do sea events, because then you guys will not drown in the water. So you guys don't have to worry about surviving, then you just only have to worry about damage, and damage only. And to be honest, if you don't want to go for V4, yeah, that's absolutely fine. You just have to get the shark race to not drone the water. So yeah, let's move on into the next fruit. At number 6, we have the Kitsune fruit, or the Kitsune fruit. This is the worst nightmare for terror sharks. Trust me man, this fruit is the fastest fruit in the game. Plus, it can also walk on water, which is very helpful for sea events. And lastly, the Kitsune fruit also has decent moves, so you guys can easily fight all of these different types of sea events. But yes, the Kitsune fruit is extremely expensive, and for you to get this and then eat it for, doing sea events is actually quite stupid. So I would recommend you guys to use the fruits in the top 3 rather than these expensive fruits, because they are easier to get and they are also better. And if you have been watching this video till now, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are very close to hitting 5,000 subscribers. Yes, that is a big milestone. So yeah, thank you guys so much for that. And now let's continue into the video. At number 5, we have the Mammoth fruit. Yes, Mammoth is actually very strong for sea events. First of all, if you have the fish race, which I told you guys to get, you guys can walk on water with the Mammoth fruit. Well, it's not on water, but you get the point. And with the Mammoth fruit, the M1s are actually quite strong. So you guys can even hit Leviathan, terror sharks, and I think even sea beasts with the M1s of Mammoth, which is actually very strong. And plus, if you don't want to do the M1s, you can still use the moves, which are very strong as well. And to be honest, all the moves have good AoE, so you guys will have an easy time hunting these sea events. So yes, the Mammoth fruit is definitely a solid fruit for sea events. Moving on into number 4, we have the Buddha fruit. This is basically like a clone of the Mammoth fruit, but I prefer it more to Mammoth because it's a lot more cheaper, and also it's a lot more easier to navigate with. And same as the Mammoth Fruit, if you guys have the fish race, you guys can somewhat walk in water and not drown. And of course, with the Buddha Fruit, you can easily do M1s and deal a lot of damage in a short period of time. So with that being said, let's move on into the top 3 best fruit for sea events. At number 3, we have the Flame Fruit. Yes, Flame is insanely strong for sea events. First of all, it has high damage and also can deal burn damage. Secondly, the moves have small cooldowns and also big AoE, so it makes them easier to use. And you can also use them very often. And lastly, it also has a flight ability, which can of course be very useful in surviving if you do not have the fish race. So with that being said, Flame definitely deserves to be at number 3 on this list. It's definitely one of the best fruits for sea events. Swiftly moving on into number 2, we have the Rumble Fruit. Yes, Rumble is also very, very strong for sea event. Oh yeah, and also I would highly recommend you guys to awaken all of the fruits in this list, because awakening them makes them do a lot more damage and also make them have very good moves. But yeah, back to Rumble. Rumble has insanely high damage and very, very big AoE. It's basically like an upgraded Flame Fruit. It has more damage, bigger AoE, and better moves. And plus, if you fully awaken it, you guys will have 3 different teleports, which you guys can use to survive the attacks of sea events. So yes, the Rumble Fruit definitely deserves to be at number 2. It's one of the best fruits in the game. Okay, now we have the best fruit for fighting sea events in Blox Fruits. And this fruit is none other than the Magma Fruit. I think a lot of you guys would have expected this fruit to be on this list. First of all, I've got to say that the Magma Fruit has the highest damage in the game. If you awaken this fruit, keep that in mind. If you awaken this fruit, secondly, almost every single move of this fruit hits sea beasts, terror sharks, and also the Leviathan. You can just spam all the moves and do a lot of damage. And lastly, the best part, you can walk on water, which is just insane. And to be honest, that is the biggest reason why Magma is on this list, because people not having the shark race can use the Magma Fruits to stand on water and do their attacks, and overall participate in sea events. So with that being said, the Magma Fruits is the best fruits for sea events. Shout out to my guy Vinx for the video idea. You guys can go check out his channel. The link is in the description. So yeah, that basically wraps up the video. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated, because we are very, very close to hitting 5K subs. And of course, thank you to the people who have subscribed already. Oh yeah, and also if you guys are looking for a good Discord server, for example, you want to do trading or participate in raids or sea events or, any activity which requires you to have multiple people, you can join my Discord server down in the description. We have a bunch of players there who are already trading, doing raids and stuff like that. So you guys can also participate in those types of activities. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next one. Peace.